future us.
To like the 3 people out there that might occasionally watch this, who knows?
I mean, no one is here ahead of time, so, you know, it really is just for future us at this point, or at least right now. So, we're gonna play D&D for a few hours now. Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
I mean, debatable. But okay. So, to pick up where we left off last week, the group having dispelled whatever fungal infection without any antibacterial cream was affecting.
Don't like that.
Was affecting Relkath, the Archfey of the Vines. The group had most of their tasks complete and began to head back to the city of Malkiel to learn a bit more about the final task before them, determining what was up with the Archfey Skellai, the trickster. While heading back, the group had a little bit of a chat about each other's general motivations, getting to know each other just a little bit more. Somewhat satisfied with everyone's answers, the group rested, and Kess was approached by none other than Skellai with a temptation.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Offering information about her goal in exchange for betraying her current task ahead of her. She turned him down with this offer. He left her with a parting gift of a single platinum feather. Waking in the next morning, Kess gave the group an idea of what went on and decided to give Sybil this feather as a symbol of her devotion to Sybil's cause as of right now. Continuing on through their journey home, Kess and Sybil had a little bit of a heart-to-heart, wherein Sybil learned a little bit more about Kess, finally opening up just a little bit. Other than that, the group finally made their way back to Malkiel, where a small conversation occurred before resting, which everybody then proceeded to sleep. The summary is kind of lackluster because a lot happened that really can't be summed up. So, to pick up right there, you guys are finishing up your long rest after heading back to Malkiel. You each wake kind of on your own time. There's no real hurry today, for the most part. You're back, you're not quite sure of the direction to take from here. So one by one, you guys do head downstairs into the common room of this tavern. Who heads down first?
Sybil does, and I'll tell you what, she waits for everyone with a cup of coffee at her side and her hands folded, like there's a meeting that she didn't tell anyone about. And she just maintains that aura until everyone comes downstairs.
Middle manager ominous.
Yeah, that's upsetting, but okay.
God.
Alright.
I mean, Cass is probably down there pretty early.
Yeah,
Arya too.
Navari is not, but she's kind of like, when she gets up, eventually, whenever the fuck she does, she holds on to her holy symbol and she's like, "Hey, buddy, you want to talk now or you want to talk later? It's not anything bad, it's about you and about, what we're doing and all of that." She just sort of waits to see if there's any sort of reply, and if there's not, that's fine. She's just gonna...
You wait for a handful of minutes, trying to give this thing a little bit of time to respond, and just as you're about to get up and call it quits, you do feel a little breeze on the back of your neck that feels familiar. Nothing speaks to you, but you feel a presence with you.
Alright, I don't know if it'd be better here or at Sigil, but... you remember that conversation, you were hanging out when I was talking to Kess, before we came here, yeah? About, deity stuff. And and she said something about how, like, if the deity doesn't let you know what they're about, then I gotta decide. Well, that's kind of fucking weird. Like, I know we're all about freedom. Like, you want me to do what I want you to do what you want. We both just want to do what we want. Yeah. But, like, deciding what someone else is about is kind of fucking, like, that's on the verge of, I don't know, not being an asshole. So, whenever you're ready, just like, we could have a little talk or whatever about, like, what you'd want me to go around saying you're all about, because I'm sure it's fucking badass and amazing, yeah? But I don't want to, like, get it wrong, because this is, like, who you are and who you're gonna be to everybody else, so... Yeah, just think on that, mate, yeah? She just sort of, like, snaps her fingers and clicks her tongue at the sky.
Alright, after another moment or two of silence, you feel the presence in the room with you slowly vanish.
Wait, what? Sorry, you cut out right at the end.
Oh, good. After about a moment or two of waiting in silence, you feel the presence in the room with you ebb away.
Okay. It's like, hey, later! And then she goes down to everybody else.
Okay, yeah, you guys, you're all downstairs now. Sybil, you've been waiting there with coffee, handing them out one by one, but not saying much to people as they do come downstairs. Just handing them their coffee while everybody goes off to do their own morning little ritual.
Clive probably like saw Sybil and then like immediately was like, "I'm gonna get food first before whatever we're doing." So he vanishes and then returns with like a giant fucking plate of food.
Yeah, it is uncomfortably uncivil. Like it's doesn't feel good.
Yeah, when Navori comes down and she sees Clive with a big plate of food, she's like, I'm gonna get some of that! She gets some food too. And then sits down with Sybil.
Alright, how about the rest of you guys? You do anything special or just come downstairs?
Just arriving.
Yep, just coming down for some food and take a seat with the party and have some coffee.
Coffee.
Okay. Yeah,
Feel
Sybil,
attacked.
with... good. With everyone at the table with you. You have the
her hands
floor.
are folded, and she looks around at everybody and she nods. And the more time stretches on, the wider her smile grows until it's just not good.
Navori's just
But
squinting.
She says, all right, so I've got 2 bits of professional, well, quote-unquote professional business that needs to be done before I get to what I'm about to propose to all of you. First of all, I need to go and I need to speak to B-Man to discuss a change in terms of our agreement. Also, probably to get Minnow, and she like gestures to Minnow, perhaps like a wish out of the deal, because, just seems fair if you go 2 out of 2. Anyway, and then I'm gonna go get a hat, but that's not really important. I figure, I don't know, if someone wants to come with me, they could, but it's gonna be boring, probably, and you'll have other shit to do, probably. But I have an idea to get that short little motherfucker right to us.
Hmm? What? What, is that a surprise?
No, I have to share it on principle. I know that in the days past, my ideas have not necessarily been the best. But I can guarantee you that this is a grade A plan.
Hmm.
I am going to make myself look like that tiny little idiot. And then I'm gonna parade around town just being the absolute worst until he gets so upset with it that he comes to find me.
In town.
Yeah, around the city.
One bit of a hitch to that. Do you even know what he looks like?
I'm glad you brought that up. And she does. She looks so glad. She's like,
Clive makes no response to how glad she looks. He just continues munching on a sausage.
she pulls out a book. And she opens the book to a blank page. And she pulls out a little stick of charcoal and she puts that on the page and she goes, "Now I know Kess was the only one to see him, but I would like you all to do an honest rendition of what you think he looks like. And I am going to choose the worst."
Oh my god.
Okay, but like, what if it doesn't look anything like him? Would he even like?
Well, then why don't we have Kess describe him first, and then we all draw based on what she says.
I like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Perfect.
That's so out of character. I don't remember anything.
Then that's what Kess remembers. Because really,
So-
how much
Didn't
did
he
Kess
have-
pay attention to him?
She
All I
didn't.
remember is
Yeah.
I think he had red hair.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he's
I
like-
just look. All I remember is like picturing him like a garden gnome. That's it. That's it.
I didn't write it down because
I
I wasn't
wrote a little
conscious.
bit, but it's not like it mattered. I crossed it all out. Just
That's
gentlemen in
that's just
several
take-
shades of green robes. That's like
Yes,
all I wrote down.
She just reaches over and she takes the charcoal and she takes the book and she draws a garden gnome and then she sets it down.
Hold on. Give me a performance check.
Sure.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
She draws a really
Damn.
like surprisingly good like rendition of a dragon. Like it's really good.
Sybil looks at the garden gnome picture and she
I
looks
know.
at Kess and she's
That
like,
really ain't what I expected. A trickster.
"Yeah, and this isn't shitty enough."
He got that pointy hat.
Sybil just slides the book down, passes it around.
Let me fucking do this, alright, like... Wait, he was like the leader of the leprechauns.
Yeah,
Does Navori know what a leprechaun looks like?
You can make a history check.
Oh boy. This is gonna be perfect.
I like that we're asking these questions when the goal is to make it terrible.
Navori, you've never. This is like the third time you've heard the word.
Yeah. So she's like, tell me a little bit about these things. Like, they're fucking... What? Are they short? Are they like that weird guy that was, like, Kess punted into oblivion? Like... You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make it up.
I was gonna say, people are free to roll history if they want to give an actual description.
Alright, hang on. Alright, I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
history for
I
a
gotta
second.
try this.
Okay.
I'll try. I'm gonna make a leprechaun check.
In the notes,
Was it
leprechaun check.
performance?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes!
Wait.
Wow.
Minna, what were you saying?
Oh no, I'm just putting down in my notes that there were leprechaun checks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
No one
Navori-
can remember what he
Yeah, you're all like leprechauns. The three of you completely make something up with all of the confidence in the world.
One of
Yeah.
them needs to be an elf on the shelf.
Oh.
It's like she's gonna make like okay. I don't know how good it's gonna end up being, but she's gonna draw this guy with like a pointy hat and like a huge nose and like this mustache that's like almost down to his knees that's like curly and
So like a
almost
messed
more
up
like
dwarf.
drills. Yeah.
Alright.
Domboy.
Only like really skinny instead of chubby. Like almost abnormally skinny with like stick arms and a stick
Alright.
body.
Make a perception or make a performance roll.
And it's gonna have a pointy hat like a garden. Yes.
You guys watch Navori
Exceptionally
take
shitty.
like 20 minutes, her tongue peeking out of the corner of her mouth as she concentrates on this page, and what comes out is like shapes. That like you kind of have to do that thing where you squint and lean away from it to make it look like much, and when you do, you're like, all right, this is like an elaborate stick figure.
Yeah.
This is like a group project where no one studied.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
alright,
Navori's.
pass it down. I feel like we need just to step up because this is very it's very abstract.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really help. I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah, like it's a lot of triangles.
Yes.
Clive's has some vague similarities to what like Navori's idea was, but instead of short, he's like very, very tall and like bony with like really long limbs and like again like he kind of has like a recessed chin and a giant nose and like two huge buck teeth.
So
And,
like
his
so like Slender Man, but looking like he's from the bayou and is like
yeah,
married his
and he's
his
got
mother.
like two like bug eyes that are like going in random directions.
Does he look like he talks like this?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, he grows up in the swamp with his sister. That's also his mama.
Oh, and he's also a hunchback.
Alright. Make a performance roll.
Okay, what even is my performance?
Charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, so nothing.
Fucking hillbilly. Alright,
And Clive rolls better than any of them so far.
yeah, Clive
Except Keth.
Clive's it's tall, gangly, and you get the general body type, and yeah, there's definitely like weird big eyes, a weird hunch. It's easier to recognize what this is, but it's still like it's like a 6th grader drew it in their Trapper Keeper. All right, who wants to go next?
So basically, like my current real life level. Of
Yeah,
artist.
I was gonna say mine too. Who's going next? Or is that all we're getting?
Clive passes it over to. Passes it to Moria.
Okay,
Boy.
let's see.
Is she gonna draw what you just put in the
Basically,
chat?
yeah, she's gonna make like a green Mario, essentially.
So like
It's
Luigi.
me!
Yeah, shorter and fatter.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All
There you
right.
go.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say like, hold on, I need to put this. All right, stream. This is kind of what Maria drew.
Hey, wait, I'm
Um,
putting what Devori drew. I do.
Yeah, that's mostly like what Maria's comes out as, because quite frankly, yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
That's what you get with the Yeah!
Like,
There.
Holy shit!
that's
This is
terrifying.
what came out from Navori's. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's what comes out of Maria's. Minnow, that leaves you.
Oh, good. How could she compete with that? Okay.
You versus the guy she tells you to
Tells me not to worry about. Okay, well, she takes it, the charcoal and the paper, and she's going to make a taller person with broad shoulders. I want to say, like, the Josuke tweezed eyebrows, like, check marks.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Sleepy-eyed guy, and then, like, his hair parts down the middle, and he has a giant forehead and a very long nose. A curled upper lip and a mole under that lip, and she's like trying to make it ugly, but it's kind of like a prissy.
It's anime.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be anime.
All right. give me a performance roll.
Okay, we'll see if it's that how to draw anime with.
Yeah.
I love how all of you just rattle this off too.
A 17.
Yeah. So
It's like decent anime.
yeah. Minnow, yours is like a senior in high school that's into anime, drawing anime, having graduated from the How to Draw Anime book. It's like you guys watch and like Minnow has the makings of a legitimate artist, and you're like, man, this is like the Tabaxi wood carvings. And it's pretty damn good.
Sybil just looks at it and she's quiet for a really long minute.
I'd
She's
like
like-
to point out that as a Triton, she probably thinks completely normal human as weird. She draws them.
Yeah.
Like, this is strange to me, so I'm gonna make it.
She's like, he looks a little too pretty.
Really?
Yeah. He looks like a guy.
Oh, I mean, technically, that's the point, ain't it?
No, well, I mean, we're trying to, like, get to...
You know, I'm having
Like
second,
this,
I'm
and she
having
picks
second
up
thoughts with this
Mario's.
entire idea.
Yep. Just for Minnows came out as like a really well done ugly person.
Oh, I'm
Sybil
almost
frowns.
finished.
Sybil frowns at Clive, and she holds up Mario's picture, and slowly, Sybil, as you know her, morphs into Mario's drawing.
It is grotesque.
I'm sure there's lots of added.
That face.
I'm sure there's lots of like added details filled in to make it look like not like a two-dimensional drawing.
Oh no, it does.
Oh,
And when Sybil turns her head, she just vanishes.
so she's just flat.
Maria's just
Yeah.
gonna be like, this is a lot. For this early in the morning. Two-dimensional friends are rough at 8 a.m.
Not ready for an existential
No.
crisis.
Yeah, she thought she had geometry down solid today.
Navori's making the face again.
Oh man.
Sybil's like, now I unfortunately don't know what voice this man would have.
By the
just
way,
be like,
when she speaks,
Hey.
the mouth doesn't move.
Oh, really? Because I like to imagine that, like, the little mustache just kind of
Just
wiggles.
goes up.
Or
Yeah.
that.
Like,
Okay, yeah, the mustache.
Like the
Paper
like the
Mario.
general, yeah, or like the General Armstrong thing going on.
Yeah.
No mouth movement, just a mustache wiggling.
yeah, Navori's like, just be like, hey, I'm scared.
Sybil's like, I don't know if I could get that in. Okay, wait, let me just.
Yeah. awful.
Boon's been watching this entire thing with a confused look on his face.
I like
Fair.
to eat my own poop and with farts.
His head, he's doing the dog thing where he cocks his head to the side. He's like, "What is going on? My people are being especially weird today."
Sybil transforms back and she's like, right, well, we don't need to do this now. Let's table it. I've got things to do and I can't look like a little man drawing.
I have a question as the DM. How many frames of animation are there when Sybil moves?
Well, I imagine it to be exactly like the Doodle Bob episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Me
Okay.
hoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was picturing. Yeah, okay. That's good.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
Perfect.
I hate
It's
this.
like a really bad Kira.
That was so hard.
You had to go against
That is-
all of your training
I
and
did,
instinct.
man.
That is
Against all of your ninja tricks.
this is what Minnow drew. Oh my god.
Oh,
All right. Yeah. Whew. All right.
Right, so wait, you're gonna fucking go see the bee man.
yes.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna buy a hat.
I could go with you.
Alright.
I
Also, I figure that you could, like, transform into someone who seems like an important announcer person when I'm, you know, this, and she holds up the drawing again.
Like, what you want it to be fancy? Should it be like someone from around here ish?
Yeah, just be my hype man.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I'll look for
Right.
people that look neat along the way and sort of mash them together.
I mean, I figure we'll just go to, like, a really crowded area, but they need to know that I'm me. I mean, I guess I could do this, but, like, with someone else's name, and she just puts her name over her head in, like, gold leaf lettering. Like, it's an MMO, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Her nameplate appears briefly.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Everyone
be-
suddenly has an existential crisis. They don't know why.
Strangely, Maria's the only one not affected.
Ugh. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing today.
All right. But you know what? When you go there and talk to Bee Man, you should ask if this guy ever comes into town. Because if he doesn't, then we're kind of fucked. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but they hear when you say the name. So, like, if everyone's saying his name a whole lot, he's gonna be like, oh, what's this? And then he's gonna take a look, and I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. Like, I'm just, in case there's some weird fate thing. Like, here's the thing, right? Like, if he doesn't want to be found, maybe he doesn't go into the city. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Do your thing.
Yeah, if you piss someone off enough, they'll arrive anyway.
You think he'd be pissed off or just amused? The more he's saying this, as she's like getting up and.
I don't know. And Sybil gets up too.
Well, I mean, I guess all that matters in the end is that he comes to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll reconvene with you guys, because I don't want to get caught with my drone pants down, as it were.
Are you reaching out to someone in regards to my aid to you?
Yes.
I would like to come with you.
Great, come with us. It's pretty
Okay.
nice. It's a nice area. It's a nice castle. Is it a castle? We might get accosted by plants, but it's probably fun.
Probably. All right.
Did you say fun or fine?
All right.
I said fine.
Okay, I thought you said fun.
It can be fun too.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. So,
Leaving the adults to take a
yeah.
break.
So the adults, what are you guys going to be doing while they're gone?
I mean, Clive doesn't really have anything else to do around here, so
Maria is gonna go right back up to her room and take her guns apart and look for what the fuck is doing the thing that keeps happening to her. Because it couldn't possibly be her.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand roll.
Oh no.
Okay. Maria, you take some time. It's kind of the better part of like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, to safely take apart the guns. You've done this before to clean them, but you're taking the time to kind of examine each piece.
Yeah.
And you don't find anything strange except like residue that's not gunpowder, but it's where gunpowder would normally be.
That's upsetting. Okay. But there's nothing like, there's no arcane sigils in there. Nobody's left any surprises for her in it. Nothing like that.
Nope.
Okay. Well, then she's going to spend the rest of her time putting them back together.
Okay.
There's a letter written to herself inside the gun.
She's like, she doesn't know. Take nothing for granted.
All right, Kess, you do anything?
did we lose Kess?
Nino, are you muted?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey.
No. Kess is waiting.
Kess,
Ominous.
Okay.
There's a hangover.
I guess Clive's just gonna kind of mess around. Maybe go take Boon for a walk.
Okay. Well, Kess, you wait. While you're waiting, you are a few people try to approach you. Just kind of trying to make conversation because you look unique, and people here in the Feywild appreciate unique.
Yeah, she's approachable in the sense that like you could let your child get in the ring with the gorilla, but it's probably a bad idea.
Okay, then yeah. Every time someone kind of starts walking near with a grin on their face, some holding a drink, they
She thanks them for the drink and then
well,
sends them on the way.
most of them don't even get close enough to give the drink. They approach with like 2 drinks in hand and stop to look at you as you turn to look at them. And then they just kind of keep walking like they weren't ever going to come over to you.
All right, good.
Cowards.
Yeah, really. That's like her internal dialogue is like. There is a lack of boldness here that she is disappointed in.
Clive, make a perception roll for you and Boon. Make 2 for me.
Okay. That's Clive's, and I think Boon's also fun.
Okay. The 2 of you do go on a walk for about an hour or 2. Just strolling around Malkiel, trying to keep near to the inn, just so you don't get too turned around, even though you're pretty confident that you'd be able to make it back nonetheless. You find a little park nearby that is full of pixies and sprites. Having a cookout, it looks like. Or like a picnic, even. They're settled around each other on little floating tables, eating small amounts of food. None of them seem to notice you. You keep walking around the park and you see what looks to be a few fire elementals, a water elemental just kind of lounging around. The fire elementals look largely like fire genasi, but you're able to recognize them as fire elementals because they are made out of fire. Water elementals also are very much made out of water in the shape of people. They are very androgynous, though, to the point where, like, they look like they might just be Barbie or Ken dolls, sort of thing. But yeah, you don't notice much while you're out on your walk. People come up and give Boon little head scratches because, quite honestly, dogs are universally loved.
Of course, anyone who doesn't love dogs doesn't have a soul.
It's true. Nothing too tragic nor very unique happens to you. It's a nice, refreshing, boring day. While we go over to the trio of children.
Good luck.
Right.
We see the three of you heading down the street of Malkiel towards the Garden of Titania, the large towering structure in the middle of the city that is covered in a hedge maze.
Sybil gestures to it and goes, and this is where my sugar daddy lives.
Just very pretty.
Yeah, I'm not allowed inside of it usually.
Oh.
You guys, after about 10-15 minutes of walking around the periphery of it, you come to the entrance that is guarded by the two cherubim-looking creatures, the winged babies.
Yeah, divorce.
Sybil stops short and whips around real fast and keeps doing it until eventually, when she stops, she just looks like a man version of herself and in red instead of green.
Divorce just blinks and gives her 2 thumbs up.
Minnow also gives a thumbs up, but confused, and maybe trying to not look like she'll vomit. Winged human babies.
Okay. Do you continue approaching them, or...?
Yeah, Sybil adjusts her handlebar mustache and hopes they don't recognize her.
Alright, you approach, and one of them turns to look at you, a very stern baby face.
Jesus, son.
Just looking at you and... What do you want?
I have to come up a voice for this disguise. She's...
Didn't think it through, did you?
I'm running a fever, leave me alone!
Deep breaths.
Oh no.
Don't have a panic attack.
I keep thinking about the voice and laughing, I'm sorry. Yes, we're here to see Titania and Oberon. I'm an envoy for the...
I just keep imagining her voice cracking. Well,
Yeah, it absolutely cracks. I'm an envoy for the Spring Prince.
Rory covers her mouth. Trying not to...
The baby squints.
She twirls the end of her mustache between thumb and forefinger.
Roll a persuasion check.
Why is my persuasion this high? I get a one.
Minnow's just standing there, like, looking imposing and guard-like to this handlebar mustache man envoy.
Okay. The baby looks at you for a long handful of moments, to the point where you're starting to grow uncomfortable. More uncomfortable than you
Sybil-
already are.
Well, the baby does that, but Sybil lifts her chin and, like, looks at the baby down her nose, but, like, also kind of does that, like, Captain Jack eye thing.
The squinty thing.
Like, her eyes get big, and then they get small, and then they get big.
The baby's just... Very well, you may pass, envoy of the Spring Prince. And
Yes, thank you.
the baby flutters to the side, leaning in to speak to its fellow winged baby. You don't hear what they
Sybil.
say, but Yeah.
Sybil doesn't want to know. She just keeps walking.
Yeah, Navori hurries after Sybil.
Yeah, Minnow too.
Okay.
Once they're out of eye shot, she drops the disguise and is like, "Oh, I really need to think of voices before I change my shape."
That was fucking hilarious.
Alright, so you guys begin wandering the Garden of Titania. I need you all to make investigation rolls.
Oh god, we're gonna die here.
Boy. Yeah.
Rip.
This is it.
Oh damn, that's higher than I thought. Oh no.
Oof.
Hey.
Alright. Navori, you actually have a pretty good idea of where to go. You are vaguely remembering the path that you went through before, sans the weird bushes trying to grab at Sybil. Minnow, you just have a knack for this. Actually, when you're going, just being the individual that you are and being somewhat well-traveled, you're able to recognize the signs of passage, where people usually come and go a little bit. And between the two of you, you only get lost occasionally. You get turned around twice. The third time gets you to that blank hedge wall that looks like it was the one that led to the actual garden.
Oh no.
Is this it?
Sybil looks at the wall and she's like, "Yeah, but last time I had to... It pulled me through, but it didn't pull anyone else through. Admittedly,
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys got..."
Navori kind of goes up to it and looks at the bushes and is like, "Hey, remember us with the torch?" She's squinting at the plants.
The bushes
Fire.
withdraw.
Thanks.
Oh.
That's how we get through. Come on.
Wait,
That's how you
wait.
get through. Threaten them.
That's how it works.
You know, that seems just a bit rude. And then Sybil keeps walking and she gets progressively more nervous because she didn't actually mean that she was gonna see Titania. But, like, now they're here and they're, like, in the throne room and, like, her throne is there. It's like, what if she shows up? She doesn't even know what she's gonna say. And you can see that going on behind her eyes.
When Sybil says something about it being rude, Navori just whispers, "It was gas." But then leaves her to her worrying about Titania.
So when you guys enter this area, you are immediately assailed with the smell of spring. It is this very sumptuous, flowery smell that in some circumstances would be relaxing. In this circumstance is a bit unnerving even because it is so unnaturally present all of a sudden. Before you is just that wide field of multicolored flowers, and at the far end of the field you do see the little pavilion with the two chairs. Neither one is currently occupied, though. And as far as you can see, you are the only non-plants in this sunlit area.
Sybil has a look around and she's like, "Yeah, I never really know how to deal with this." She goes up to the pavilion and she knocks a couple times and she says, "Hey, everyone, are you decent?
Silence.
Are you there? Hello?"
Maybe you got to, like, I don't know. Is there a way to, like, invoke his presence somehow? Like, she just sort of gestures vaguely, kind of confused.
I always thought that it was you say his name kind of thing.
Well, maybe you gotta say, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you," or something.
Sybil knocks on the pavilion again, and she says,
Ron. I've come
"Hey,
bargain.
Oberon, I would like to speak with you, please."
Silence.
Sybil.
Devori, like, she leans closer. She's like, what if you sit in his chair?
Yeah, I was gonna. This is like. I'm gonna have to aggravate him to get him to come here when I want to discuss deal terms. But I mean, honestly, and she sits down in his chair.
As you sit down in the chair, nothing happens. It's not a very comfortable chair.
Alright, well, what else can I try? What if I... And, does the chair have arms?
Yeah.
Alright, what if I just use my leprechaun plan? Like Oberon, what if I'm like... Oberon has butt cheeks.
Stop. Stop. The second you say his name for the third time, you hear the you hear the sound of a bee buzzing that slowly grows louder and louder until it feels like it's in your ears. And then, mid-sentence, you see Oberon just kind of phase into existence. And, hello! You know you have to say my name 3 times, and then you get my attention.
So you mean to say that all this time I've been trying to avoid saying people's names, and it was a 3 rule?
Oh yes, the first one is, it's like someone's kind of tickling the back of your neck. The second one is like someone's tugging on your hand, and the third one, you need to go see what the person is trying to say to you, because clearly they won't leave you alone.
Yeah. It be like that sometimes. So it's like the 4th and 5th and 6th time, like, and she gets up off his chair.
Well, typically there's no 4th or 5th or 6th time because we show up. No matter where, no matter when, we show up.
Right.
Only if we wish to, or, of course, if you perform the proper summoning ritual.
There's a summon ritual.
Oh, yes. It's quite a thing. Anyway, what can I do for you, darling?
Well, we freed your daughter. She was trapped.
Yes,
she told you.
We appreciated that as parents. It was very helpful.
Thank you. We found Rowcath. We set him free. Almost went very badly. Made us all had to have a talk about priorities.
There
And
was a bunch of fungus. It was gross.
yes, there was a bunch of fungus.
Oh, well.
There's a bunch of slime, very similar to what we found at Veronestra. When we freed Rowcath, she gestures to Minnow. Minnow helped us.
Oh.
She...
Whoa.
Oh no, Ed. You're very quiet.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can hear you typing now, so it might be okay.
I don't know if she can hear us. Oh, good.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Hello.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
sick.
Everything just stopped.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Sybil introduces Minnow.
Yeah, about halfway through your sentence again, Oberon interrupts. Oh, I was wondering what this lovely creature was. Ooh. He steps forward and wiggles his fingers at you like that, you know, the gif of the reindeer pulling off its, its hooves. And,
Oh.
yeah. No, you are a lovely little Triton. I've never seen one of your kind so colorful. How wonderful. Sybil, did you say
Behind
she was
his
a
back.
friend of yours now?
I just want to note behind his back, Sybil is totally, making a grossed out face at Navori. And then when he turns to address
Navori
her, her
returns
face is
the
just
face.
back to normal.
Navori's, same.
I mean, I would really like to help with friends, but
Oh,
it's a bit
now
early in the...
what's your name then, pretty Triton?
After she, regrets doing a curtsy to this gentleman, she stands politely and, my name is Madeline Zarahath. I came as aid for Boon's bounty from Sigil.
Well then, I am pleased to make your acquaintance. It's not often that we see Triton here. It's a bit out of the way, but I suppose if you came to help my betrothed, I do owe you a favor.
Well, thank you. I'll gladly take it after our tasks are finished, and she'll look back to Sybil to make sure there's still
Sybil.
stuff to do.
Sybil gives a thumbs up.
She's trying so hard not to grimace with her.
So is Sybil. It's the mood.
Well now, my dear girls. Oh, and where's the rest of your coterie? They were so wonderful. Titania's been talking about the dog for days.
Sybil just she barely contains picking up the ground shit. Should have brought Boon. But she doesn't do that. Instead, she just looks a little terse for a minute, and she's like, "Oh well, we don't want to drag everyone around to I mean, I thought that this was just gonna be you and me, but then I realized that it'd really be rude not to introduce Minnow.
That would have been quite rude. I would have been very disappointed.
But you're not, so...
Oh no, you've done so well.
Thanks. Speaking of that, we are almost, we're at the final stretch of this journey, this task. And I was just wondering if, before we really seal the deal, if I could change the terms of my agreement just a little.
Are you out of his chair?
Oh yeah, she's done out of his
Okay. He turns and his bee wings buzz as he lifts off the ground and floats around and gently sets in his uncomfortable wooden chair, and he drapes in it. And what do you want, my beloved?
Well, I realize after a bit of soul searching that I don't want to see my father right away. I would much rather have my sister and mother looked after.
I suppose. What do you mean by looked after? I'm not assuming you wish for literal eyes upon them at all times.
No, do I have to? Is this a
You
semantics thing?
Allow me to give you a little gimme here, because, quite frankly, you gave me far too much room to take advantage. You need be a bit more specific than look after.
Literal.
Sybil puts a hand to her head and thinks for a minute. She's
Super descriptive.
all right. I would like it so that my mother and sister are always socially, financially comfortable, looked after, just in, not constantly kept down, but not so well off that everything that they do seems completely futile because they'll get whatever they want anyway. None of that. That would be terrible. But just so that they aren't living in horrible straits.
Well, unfortunately, that's a bit vague still. And I'm not in the practice of making good on vague promises. but I can.
Wait, I'm sorry. Just one moment. Sybil turns to Minnow. And she's like, hey,
Yes.
I'm really bad with gold, and Navori is... And she looks at Navori and she gestures to Navori as if that speaks for itself.
Navori just sticks her tongue out. Like, excuse me.
What would you consider enough money to achieve affluence?
Don't ask this of the rich girl.
I'm picturing
the
that
gears are
scene.
turning.
I'm picturing that scene from Arrested Development where it's how much could it be? $10? It's just a banana.
Yeah. Pretty much, that's her life. So she just... I'm honestly, Sybil, not versed in the way of what's well off in Sigil. I didn't talk this out with you, Max. Shoot.
Okay.
How well off would a nobleman in her homeland be?
Well, the fun thing about that is that where Minnow is from, wealth is mostly in non-liquid assets. It's within, like, you know, your family nobility, not necessarily how much money you have. It is the land that you own. It's not really gold to throw around. Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to throw a gold number on it other than, like, you would have an idea of how much the most dangerous Adventurers Guild jobs pay out, what some of the most expensive things in Sigil would cost. But that's about it. So the most dangerous job that you've seen at the Adventurers Guild would pay out at about 2,000 gold per head. So maxing out at around 6,000 gold total. The most expensive item you've ever seen somebody buy in Sigil was about 10,000 gold, but it was something very elaborate that you have been unable to describe or comprehend. It was just some sort of whirring machine that you have no idea what it did.
Okay.
It was a TV.
A TV. Okay, well, she thinks about all, and finally has an idea, smiles. Sigil. Wow. Sybil. A large home, if you don't have it, and I assume you mean a staff to look over the home.
Navori's making a squinty face.
Tapping her finger, thinking about it. A life of luxury, but what is the limit to that? That is all I can say. I'm sorry, Sybil.
Sybil, 500,000 gold a year.
Sybil looks at me and she's like...
Oberon raises a finger and... I need to stop you. I can't generate gold out of nowhere. That ruins the economy.
So a big house.
Sybil's like, so you could generate... Wait.
What I can do is ensure that your sister has the occasional bout of extreme good luck.
Then what about my mom?
Well, unfortunately, she is not within my range.
Old.
She is not within my range of influence.
What?
Navori tilts her head.
What? But why?
Because I say so.
Sybil's gonna try to insight check him, but she's got negative
Okay.
wisdom.
Yeah, can Navori too, even though she has no fucking idea what's going on, but she's curious as fuck. Like,
15, because she's super good at conjuring caution about her mom.
Navori, no, you wouldn't be
Okay.
able to really understand the situation. Sybil, it's because he says so, as far as you're concerned.
Alright, yeah, that works. I'll have to do something about my mom on my own.
Well, if you would like a little bit of guidance from my hand, I will simply say that perhaps nudge your sister in the direction of things that would benefit both her and your mother, and I will make certain that those are where the good luck crops up.
Alright, thank you. That's very kind of you.
No, is that all? Titania does expect a full report on what you find or have found. I don't care that much personally, but she will.
Well, we've...
You care not the dangers that Sybil has been through?
Not really, no. I
Yeah,
give her
like
strength,
that
and she
sometimes.
uses the strength, and quite honestly, that's the deal. Titania's the one that had the reason.
Well, we should actually probably go speak to her just before this, in case this whole, tiny man thing goes south.
Tiny man thing.
Yeah, I think I already said his name once, so I'm worried that, we're
No,
running out of...
it's 3 in a row. I was listening because I knew you were here, and I thought you would... Never mind, it's 3 in a row for anybody that's not paying attention to you.
Oh, alright. Well, yeah, we're gonna go, find Skalai. He's being elusive.
Ah, yes, he typically is. Unfortunately, Titania is currently at a peace meeting.
oh.
Right, with the Unseelie?
Oh, yes. It's simply about some of the more recent incursions between the Widow Haunt and the, well, our side of the pond, if you will.
Well, I
So-
suppose we'll not get in the way of that.
So should we tell you what happened?
No.
He just said he doesn't care!
Precisely. Just come back once you've taken care of it all.
Okay.
Now go.
Sorry.
Shoot.
Alright, bye.
Farewell.
Sybil goes and leaves.
Okay. When you head back out of the hedge maze, you find yourself outside of the garden.
Sybil just sighs and looks around and looks at Nave and looks at Menno, and she looks at Menno in the eye and she says, "So servants, eh?"
Navori, like, slowly looks over like she wasn't paying attention, but now she is.
Staff?
Staff, right.
Yes.
Stop. Navori has a weird look.
Is there something the matter of individuals taking care of your home?
As long as they are there willingly, no.
So wait, do people take care of you in your home?
Yeah. I grew up as such. I know not all are, privy to that sort of thing, but it's nice.
Sybil starts walking and she's like, I mean, we don't really have that in Sigil. Like, you kind of do, but you kind of don't because there's not really a lot of land in Sigil. So did you have like one of those really, really big houses? What? Wait. And Sybil trails off, and you can see like the gears in her head turning, and she's like, I guess you guys didn't have a lawn the way rich people would, because the plane of and you can tell that it's getting really advanced for her.
Navori's like following behind both of them, and she's just kind of like she's following the way, like, you know, when a cat follows you, but it's sort of tentative. She's kind of like that.
Stalking.
Yeah.
So do you
She's
do
kind
you
of
have
squinting at Minnow.
did you have coral where you're from instead of trees? I've never been to the elemental plane.
I'm looking at lore really quick. Let me refresh my memory on that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yes. Yes, coral as tall as some of the homes are themselves. Very beautiful. Very blue. As opposed to how very orange sigil is, and well, I'm used to the dark, but it's very nice. If you have a chance, I would definitely recommend it. There are even tools and potions and just armor you can use to breathe underwater. You have to drowning.
Wait, everything's underwater?
Not everything, but well, my home is, and she needs to think about like what the word would be in common, but a giant bubble, a big barrier that encompasses our homes, and then the rest is just water. Mm-hmm.
I've only ever seen paintings, like, never really for a long time. Is it like, I mean, I guess it's kind of like flying all the time when you're not in the bubble.
Swimming's not really like flying, Navori says from behind.
I mean, it's the closest comparison I got.
Floating. You float when you fly, I imagine, and float while you swim. She's like trying to like. She has this feeling radiate Navori, and I'm not gonna touch. She has a piece that apparently pissed off Navori, and she's just not gonna touch that. But she thinks about it a little longer, and I do want to thank you for this and letting me come with, and well, I didn't really think to plead my case to this overall. But thank you. I was uncertain when you brought it up before, but I think that's because I don't know what to ask for beyond what seems like a miracle. And well, he pointed out himself that he can't do everything.
Yeah, but maybe he could bring you closer to what you're looking for, right?
Maybe. I have a brother back home that's he's been the one charged with trying to understand everything, and with my sister. He's quite bright, and well, he hasn't even figured it out yet, so I'm not sure what to even ask for. Admittedly, I feel like I was really only sent here like some abject failure to be out of his way while he then really be of any help, so I'll count this as a blessing.
Did he send you here?
Yeah. It was a bit of an accident. Well, maybe not an accident. We left home. He said it was up to me to do more for Leaf It In, and then I ended up in Sigil, and Didn't
Wait,
know
he
what to
said
make
it
of it.
like that?
Yeah. I mean, there's more, but he is quite a wordy boy, and won't get into. But I'd like to think I could do something, and I would hope that this is some sort of blessing in disguise to do my best for you, see that you come through with your task unscathed, and helping that very.
You can
I
say
don't
creepy.
know.
He's creepy. He's
He's
super creepy.
yes, that is the word I was thinking of. Creepy.
Yeah.
Ugh. She shudders and.
Listen, for what it's worth, you don't seem like an abject fae to me. I just think that, I mean, fighting and adventuring and being a doctor are like two completely different things, so, you know, your skill set doesn't necessarily apply to figuring out an illness, but you could certainly get pointed in the right direction towards a clue or a hint and maybe find someone who does know. I don't think that Oberon can, like, cure your sister's illness, but maybe he knows someone who knows someone.
So I'm hoping, Sybil. Thank you.
Don't thank me, and if that doesn't work, failing that, there's always the academy, or the college. I forget, out of character.
Menagerie.
The menagerie.
I feel like Sybil would forget, so.
She forgets the name of her own school.
Yeah, she's like, she cares that little.
Yeah, and any radiating weird coming from Navori is calmed down a little bit. She looks contemplative, but she's still behind. But
You're a rich kid, but a rich problem.
yeah,
all right.
an actual person.
So you guys go walking in what? Well, where are you walking to?
Sybil's gonna try to go back to the inn because she doesn't want to just be Skalai without everyone within like a radius.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the inn. Meanwhile, back at the inn, Clive, you and Boon are just now heading back into the inn after just kind of wandering around for a little bit in the large Firbolg, which I only recently learned was the right way to say it. Yeah, I thought it was Firbolg. Looks up at you and says, "You, Clive?"
I am.
I got a
You are?
message for you. I'm Olburn. Olburn got a message for you.
All right. From who exactly?
Didn't get no name. Just came from the Venturers Guild through the grapevine. But it said something about a sucker. Let me see where that message is. And he goes wandering off very slowly, leaving you at the kind of desk area, or the bar, rather, for about 2 or 3 minutes before he comes wandering back, a small pair of glasses on the bridge of his wide nose, and holding a piece of parchment. He looks and... Yes, it says here that a sucker of the blood has been spotted in Sigil, going into a portal. That is all. I don't know who sent it, but they said it was for one Clive Royce and Boon Royce.
Clive takes the letter and just kind of stares at it for a bit. Well, thanks for that. You didn't see who gave it. Who even handed the letter off to you?
Oh, just one of the junior adventurers took the letter from the Adventurers Guild. They are a bit of a mail service and are able to bring things, and I'm certain that they might have a better idea of who sent it.
Well, I suppose I'll ask him when I get back to Sigil then.
As you do.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for that.
Of course. And he gestures to Kess. She's scaring many of the patrons. If you could... If you could ask her to stop looking so scary all the time, I would appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I can make an attempt, but I can't really promise much.
An attempt is all I ask.
That's just your face.
That's basically what Clive is saying.
We're gonna put Cass in a mascot costume.
Oh my god, it might even make me weird.
She's gonna end up like the deflated Pikachu.
Oh, no.
God.
No.
Just like 7 feet tall.
Well, I guess Clive is just gonna take the letter and he's gonna go and sit down back next to Kess and just stare at the letter for a bit.
Kess takes a drink of whatever she's drinking. She's literally just been sitting there the entire time. You can't tell what she's been doing, but she's been people watching. At least you think. And
Okay.
she looks at Clive and might be looking at the letter, but you can't see her eyes move and her head doesn't move. So
I mean, Clive's not really being like secretive with it. He's just
yeah, no, she's not being like secretive about looking at it either. She's just not going to ask about it out loud.
I mean, he's not going to say anything. Then he doesn't care if she looks at it, but he's not going to be like, "Yeah, so let me tell you all about this."
I mean,
Dogs
She's gonna
don't
have to
speak.
ask.
Oh, adults. Okay. Maria, you come back downstairs around the time that the children return.
Okay, alright.
Your gun's kind of freshly cleaned since you also took the time to clean out the weird gun gunk.
Yeah, and dispose of.
Yeah. Yeah, so you come downstairs just a few minutes before Sybil, Navori, and Minnow come back into the inn. At this point, it's actually no more crowded than it really was when you left this morning. People have been coming and going, but since it's only been about 2-3 hours, maybe, you know. But yeah, the three of you come back into the inn, looking around, and you quickly spot Clive and Kess sitting off on a table together, just
A wall of
silently.
silence.
Yeah, and you see Maria kind of slowly making her way over to it.
Yeah, Navori kind of has a look, and she sort of leans up to Sybil and is like, "And you said what way we going was boring."
Ah, shit. Speaking of boring, I forgot to get a hat.
Oh shit!
Oh well. It wasn't important for the task
Can't you
at
just
hand.
pretend make one? Sort of.
Can't you just make one? No, I can't just make
Oh, no,
one.
I mean,
want a
like,
real ass hat on my head.
Fair. I thought you meant for the thing, but alright,
Listen.
sure.
Listen, Navor, if I wanted, I could just walk around without any clothes on because I could just illusion clothes on, but it'd still be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. You'd be sitting down and just be your butt.
I mean, when you think about it, there's just a butt under your clothes when you're
Well,
sitting
yeah, but you're not rubbing your butt all over the chairs and shit.
But
Imagine,
but isn't that what people do at chairs?
imagine sitting in something sticky.
Yeah, right?
This bare ass sticky thing.
Society is just a
You've got
room
like
full of
this
all
layer
pretend and
between you and the
skeleton.
world.
God.
I mean, alright, fair, but I still want a real ass hat.
Alright.
With that, Sybil goes to sit down with the others.
Yeah, Nabori does too, and she looks at Clive staring at the letter, and the others staring off into oblivion, and she's like, "What's that?"
She's asking about Clive's letter.
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
only thing.
Well, I ain't entirely sure. Apparently someone from the Adventurers Guild dropped it off.
Oh,
Apparently they saw what they say verbatim in the letter as a bloodsucker has been sodded in sigil.
ew.
Do you think it's one of those weird squiddy things again?
What
well,
weird squiddy thing?
I had an assignment for some bloodsuckers earlier.
yeah, we fought some squids and a giant snake and a giant bat.
Kind of like lampreys. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
sounds good.
Ain't much for it here, but I'll have to look into this when I get back into sigil.
It's just like running around in sigil.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, and if it's what I'm looking for, then I gotta find it.
Well, hopefully we shouldn't be here too long. I'm hoping that, you know, I can go out there, do the thing, and then we wrap the whole thing up and leave.
Yeah. So,
So who's the letter from?
Clive just shrugged. No idea. No name or anything. Just got.
Ooh,
it's a mystery.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't say it ain't a little bit suspicious, but well, ain't much I
Wait,
can
you
do
think
about it
that-
from all the way out here.
Do you think someone's like tracking it or something?
Well,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
it's a trap.
I don't know who'd be tracking it besides me, but it's possible, I suppose. The thing I'm looking for probably makes lots of enemies.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it wronged you, it probably wronged a lot of other people's. Tends to be how it goes.
That's typically just how vampires are, assuming this is a vampire. Anyway, how'd things go on your end?
Oberon was like super creepy to Minnow. You should have been there. He like looked at her and he was like, "Ooh, who's this beautiful Triton?" And then he waved at her like this and Sybil imitates it.
Yeah,
I
Navari
don't
does the
remember.
finger thing too, and she makes a face, but it's like, ew face.
It was very uncomfortable.
So it sounds like Oberon being typical Oberon from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the only way the thing works is if you say his name 3 times in a row.
Yeah, so we're two right now.
Well, I suppose that's good to know.
Yeah, so, right, does anyone have anything they want to get done before I do, like, the thing?
Navari just like stretches, like sticks her arms up, sort of stretches her fingers out, stretches her little nubby wings out, and yeah, she's like, "So what, you want me to be like some crier shit, yelling about, hey, check out this fucker?"
Yeah, it's too bad that we don't have a whole lot of flashy magic between all of us, because...
I mean, I could like make my voice real fucking loud.
Nice, nice. I mean, you see, I'm torn between making it something like a stage play and making it like a parade. You know, do we mobilize or do we just stay in one place?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you, mate.
Hmm.
It seems like staying in one place might be the better idea.
Yeah, I guess so.
Should we like find a tall thing for you to stand on top of.
Yeah, I mean, it's a city, so there's like tons of tall things to stand on top of. Just have the right determination.
Yeah.
Says Sybil, who's going to break her ass trying to get on something tall.
We are about to witness a charcoal drawing parkour up the side of a building.
Oh my god. Are we gonna be able to are we gonna be able to handle what we see?
Mario.
Everyone takes psychic damage.
Sanity roll.
Yeah. Implementing that from Call of Cthulhu now.
Yeah.
You know, you guys out of character. This started as a joke, and I don't actually know where I'm going from here.
Now it's happening now.
Yeah, plan of action.
Gotta figure it out.
D&D.
Okay.
Right, so, we got anything else to do, or we're just gonna look for a high place so you can, like...
Yeah,
climb up
I mean, I
it?
just want to make sure everyone is 100% ready before we pick a fight.
I ain't got much else to do around here.
Alright, well, Sybil just gets up.
Okay. Is everyone just
Yeah.
gonna get up with Sybil then?
Yeah, Navari,
Yeah.
that's not...
I suppose so.
Guns are checked, let's go.
So we're calling him, and then we're gonna beat him up, right? Is that the plan?
I mean, yeah, I figure that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Alright. Sounds like an ass. Right, let's get you to a high place.
I swear to God.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Navori, just a question. Maybe you don't have to announce me, but how good are you at making fart sounds?
Okay, I can make fart sounds really fucking loud if you want.
Alright, could you make them, just a question, could you make them like one of the more modern symphonies that are going on right now in Sigil?
Ah. Okay, does Navari ever heard one of them?
I'm just expecting her to start blasting like "God Save the Queen."
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
vomit. Roll a history check. Why not? Let's see.
I'm just hearing Beethoven's Fifth with a whoopee cushion and I can't breathe.
Yeah, Navori, you've hung out on the roof of an orchestra house. So yeah,
Okay.
you could,
She
you could
thinks
maybe
a moment.
replicate something like it.
She's like, yeah! I could do that.
Alright, well, as we're going there, let's harmonize. And Sybil pulls out her panpipes.
Minnow has like the worst sturgeon face right now.
So what, you just want me to stop making giant ass fart noises?
Well, not giant ass right now, but can you hit this note?
Yeah. Navari makes a fart noise and approximately what she thinks is that note.
Performance.
Yeah, give me a performance roll.
Oh
It's Sybil. You hit a
Not
note.
that
Navori, you're just like.
It's gonna be better when it's loud, believe me.
Alright. I mean, it doesn't have to be great. A lot of this really actually relies on us doing a terrible job.
Perfect.
But it has to be passable. And so, yeah, Sybil's just gonna look for, like, a big old place with a lot of people to climb up. But, you know,
Yeah.
first she's gonna look for somewhere to hide out and turn into a
All right.
drawing. And then...
Maya's just gonna start disassociating now.
You guys all just get up and go with Sybil then?
Yep.
Maria's current soundtrack is playing yet again.
Tess, are you just going with this wordlessly?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, I imagine that was the sound she made.
Cass has just been like slowly deflating all day.
Just dreading this.
She's now drunk enough to go along with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Kess, you are
She's been prepared.
Kess, you are just a little bit more than tipsy.
Yeah,
You're-
she's comfortably buzzed.
Yeah, you're in that spot where it'll take a good bit to put you in a bad mood.
Yep.
God.
All right, you guys spend.
But also may have less inhibitions. You
Yeah.
have plenty
Oh
of things.
God.
Which
So-
means
Let's take a quick 5-minute break, because I'm gonna need coffee for this.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same.
we'll be back in about 5 minutes, internet. Oh.